So, you've heard about intermittent fasting, but you have no clue what it is. Well, you're in luck. Because I, and my infinite knowledge of science that I recently acquired from the internet, am going to enlighten you. And I am going to teach you about intermittent fasting. So, stay tuned. Welcome, guys. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. What I've been doing up until this point is vlogging, but I realized that my videos haven't exactly been providing a lot of information for people who are watching them. So what I decided to do was I decided to take this idea of intermittent fasting that I've just been randomly talking about and randomly decided to start doing and actually explain what it is and actually explain why it works. So we've been told for years and for as long as I can remember that the most important meal of the day is breakfast. You have to wake up, you have to have a balanced breakfast to jumpstart your day, to get your metabolism working, and just to make yourself feel better. And we've been told that for forever, basically. I mean, not forever, but for a long time now. But that's not the whole truth. Realistically, you don't have to eat breakfast. You don't. And I know that's going to sound crazy. And believe me, coming from somebody who has always at least had something for breakfast, I thought you had to have breakfast, but it's not a crazy idea. We were also told that we have to eat every couple hours to keep your metabolism working, but that's also BS. The stuff that we're being told is not 100% accurate, and I feel like it comes in trends. Basically, you get a trend that happens for a while that everybody jumps on and it seems to be working, and then everybody else tries to jump on it, and then that trend dies out and something else comes along. Intermittent fasting might very well be one of those trends, but it's just a different way to look at eating and nutrition. And it's interesting, especially because not everything is going to work for everybody. If somebody gets on the Atkins diet and loses 1,000,000 pounds, obviously a very unbelievable exaggeration, but that's never going to happen. But if somebody gets on Atkins and they lose a lot of weight and you jump on it, you're not necessarily going to see the same benefits. You're not going to see the same results. So you have to think about what works for you. But as far as intermittent fasting goes, the way that I think about it and the way that a lot of other people think about it is you think back to cavemen. I know this is going to sound ridiculous because obviously we've evolved and things have changed since then. But you go back to cavemen and they used to hunt for their food all day. They didn't wake up and have something readily available for them to grab. They didn't have fast food drive-thrus that they could jump into. They didn't have burgers. They didn't have shakes. They didn't have anything that we have today. They had to hunt for their food all day. And then finally, at the end of the day, after they cook it or they do whatever with it, burn it over this magical thing called fire, then they eat. So they went all day without eating and then ate at the end. So why is it that now all of a sudden we have to eat all day or we have to eat first thing in the morning? The truth is you don't. And it's amazing. I think the most important thing about intermittent fasting for people to understand is that it's not a diet in itself. And I've said this before in my videos, but it's just a different way to structure your diet. You have to actually still eat healthy to see the health benefits that you would get from that food. You can't do intermittent fasting and eat burgers and fries for every meal. You can't do intermittent fasting and eat fried food for every meal. Like, you still have to eat relatively healthy to see some of the results that you want to see. But it's just a different way for you to structure your eating times. So what seems to be the most popular is people are fasting for 16 hours. This of course includes their sleep time. So it's not like they're waking up, then waiting 16 hours to eat. So they fast for 16 hours and then they eat for 8. And I have to say it's pretty amazing doing that because that's actually what I'm doing. And it's nice not having to wake up and have to cook breakfast or shove a meal in on my way to work or to the gym or to wherever I'm going. And especially coming from me, because when I was younger, I used to have issues with eating. And when I ate something early in the morning, it made me feel a little nauseous, and it kind of messed me up throughout the day. And I was thinking more about my stomach hurting than I was about what I was doing. And I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that are like that, who have trouble eating something first thing in the morning. So intermittent fasting might be something for you to look into. Of course, there is this idea that, you have less time to eat, so you end up eating less, which in turn leads to you losing weight, which is absolutely true. But that is not why intermittent fasting works, or at least that's not the only reason intermittent fasting works. There's a lot of science and there's been a lot of studies about it. When you eat a meal, your body takes that meal and it takes all of those nutrients that you just consumed and uses them for energy. But while you're fasted, your body has to get that energy from elsewhere. So, for example, if you wake up and you don't eat anything, you would normally eat something in the morning, right? So your body would then use that for energy. But if you don't eat anything, your body freaks out basically. And our bodies are extremely smart. They're very good at adapting to different situations. So if you don't feed your body, what it's going to do is it's going to try and find its energy from another place, from another source. So you don't give it the food. So what does it have to do? It has to turn to those storages of fat that you have on your body, which is where the fat burning comes in. Our bodies are storing this fat all over, basically so that if we do end up, being stuck in a situation where we're starving, we can still survive for a short period of time. So that's what those fat storages are for. So your body basically thinks it's starving, so it takes those fat storages and it's like, well, crap, like I need energy. I'm not getting it from food, so I need to get it from somewhere. So it takes from those fat storages. A lot of people are saying that it's amazing to work out in a fasted state, and I have to agree. So usually what happens is your body uses that food that you eat and the nutrients that you consume to fuel itself during its workouts. So in a fasted state, you're just speeding up the process. You're making things happen more than they would. So you're working out, you're burning calories, you're burning all of this stuff off, and your body was already drawing from those fat sources, and now it says, well, we're running or we're doing whatever we're doing, so I need more energy than I did 10 minutes ago. So what happens is it starts drawing from that fat even more, and it's like a fat burning machine. It's unbelievable. So why does intermittent fasting actually work? What's the science behind it? What is the deal with all of the stuff that's going on inside my body that I don't understand as a result of intermittent fasting? Our bodies react to energy consumption by way of meals by producing insulin, which is a hormone that is produced by the pancreas. Basically what that hormone does is it helps your body to use the glucose or the sugar that you're consuming as energy. By fasting, your insulin levels or your insulin sensitivity is at an increased state, which is a good thing. Basically means that our body is going to use the food that we're eating, much more effectively and much more efficiently. Sensitivity to insulin is a good thing. It leads to more efficient, more effective use of the food that we're consuming. Now, there's this thing called glycogen, which is stored in your muscles and in your liver and is used for energy. During sleep and during a fasted period, that glycogen depletes. So while you sleep, that glycogen is depleting, and then if you wake up and you continue fasting after you sleep, that glycogen is going to be depleted even more so. Which means that the meal that you first eat after being in a fasted state is going to be used effectively and efficiently. For example, if you exercise fasted, your body needs something to repair itself. Your body is always constantly looking to repair itself. So that first meal that you eat is going to be used to basically fill the void that you just created by exercising or that you just created by fasting. So those glycogen levels are depleted in your muscles. So the glycogen that you then take in via food is going to insert itself where the depleted glycogen just left from. And then typically what happens is whatever's left over is going to be burned as energy as opposed to being stored as fat. If I can put this in the most simple way possible, intermittent fasting helps to teach our bodies how to more effectively use the food that we consume, how to more efficiently use what we consume as energy. It is a fat burning machine. Now, outside of the brief bit of science that I just gave you, because I'm still not very well versed, but I have a decent grip on it. Outside of the science, there are some other benefits. Like I said earlier, you have less time to eat, which is going to lead to you having an opportunity to just eat less. And when you break losing weight down into its simplest scientific form, you have to eat less calories to lose weight. So basically your body, our bodies, based on our weight, based on our height, based on a number of different things, but most importantly based on your weight, has a level of calories, which is referred to as the maintenance level, that you would need to consume to maintain your current weight. Now, to lose weight, you simply have to eat less calories than that number. It's pretty simple. Realistically, it's really simple. Now, some people have said it's 3,500 calories less than, some people have said it's 3,700 calories less than, but basically somewhere in the 3,500 to 3,700 calorie range, if you eat less, if you eat between 3,500 and 3,700 calories less than you would normally eat to maintain your weight, you lose 1 pound of body fat, or 1 pound. So in its simplest form, that's how you lose weight. Pretty simple. I think that my favorite benefit of intermittent fasting, and what a lot of people have told me is their favorite benefit of intermittent fasting, is just the amount of time that you save. I have that much less to do in the mornings before I go to work, or before I go to school, or before I go to do whatever I'm doing, before I go to the gym. I don't have to wake up and rush. It's so much easier. You meal prep your meals the day before, or the night before, or you meal prep a few days in advance, and you have all of this stuff ready. As soon as you get up, you're not rushing to the kitchen to make something, and then rushing to the bathroom to shower, brush your teeth, and then rushing back to eat, and then getting dressed, and then putting all your stuff together, and then getting in the car and leaving. More relaxed in the mornings, I feel. Now, as far as hunger goes, and I know a lot of people are probably gonna say, well, I'm gonna get hungry. Well, yeah, you probably will get hungry a few times. The last week for me, I've been getting pretty hungry around the time that I wake up, but it subsides, it goes away. And it's not that hard to deal with, to be honest. When you start seeing the benefits that you're getting from intermittent fasting, it's something that you don't want to stop. It really is. And I could easily see this being something that I continue on for the rest of my life. Now, obviously, I'm not 100% accurate with it. For example, I was just at a wedding this past Sunday. That was a nighttime wedding. I had to eat later than my normal feeding window, but it's not a big deal. You don't have to take intermittent fasting and use it as a Bible. You don't have to take any diet and use it as your end all be all. You can play with things, live your life. You have to still experience things the way that you want to. Otherwise, what's the point of losing this weight? If you're not going to live your life and you're not going to enjoy your life, what's the point of doing all of this? So still enjoy your life. Still go out and have fun with your friends, but just know that the next day you're right back on the horse. I think that's the most important thing with intermittent fasting, because there's been times that I've had to eat much later, or there's times when I've had to stop eating much earlier, and it really sucks. But you just get right back on it. I'm not going to sacrifice enjoying my life for intermittent fasting. I'm not going to sacrifice enjoying my life for losing weight, because like I said, at the end of the day, I'm losing this weight so that I can better enjoy my life, not so that I don't enjoy my life at all. So that's my spiel on intermittent fasting. I hope this video has, helped you guys out a little bit. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. I'm gonna put something right here for you guys to subscribe. And then I'm also going to link a few of the videos, or a video from my current vlog that I'm going through right here. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope this information has been useful. And for the record, I've been doing intermittent fasting for looking like about a month and a half, maybe a little bit less than a month and a half, and I've lost 16 pounds. So it works. And of course, like I said, you still have to diet. You still have to exercise. You still have to do the things that you would normally do to lose weight. It's just a different way to lose weight. So I hope this video has been enjoyable. I hope it has not been too hard to get through. I hope I'm not too much of a boring lecturer or teacher or however you want to say it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.